Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, I appreciate your subscribe. If you're a crew here, let's continue with the vibe. This is going to be my 13,000 subscriber special. Thank you very much. Couldn't have got here without you. Also, this is going to be a remix of one of my previously uploaded videos because YouTube had a problem with it, and that's just the cost of doing business. So let's watch these clips.
We all know about the Bermuda Triangle, but chances are you've never heard of the Alaskan Triangle. Much like the Bermuda Triangle, the Alaskan Triangle is known to be responsible for the disappearances of thousands upon thousands of people. According to official records, at least 16,000 people had disappeared while crossing through the Alaskan Triangle. Let that sink in for a moment. 16,000 people. According to police records, the first disappearance occurred in 1972 when a plane disappeared. Everyone on board vanished, and no trace of the jet has ever been found. Each year, there are also reports of missing hikers, other missing aircraft, as well as everyday people like you and me that enter the triangle and never make it to the other side. Locals have reported seeing UFOs in the area, as well as shapeshifters known as Kushtaka, but none of these theories have ever been confirmed, or denied for that matter.
Why are we walking through this place where we know people disappeared at again? Or do we not know people disappeared here? Why do we live in Alaska again?
Did you know the ancient Greeks had computers? At first glance, this piece of brass might be mistaken for maritime junk, but that would be a mistake. In the 20th century, divers stumbled upon an astonishing find. From a shipwreck off the coast of Greece, they retrieved fragments of a mysterious device, forged from bronze and covered with gears and dials. This wasn't just any ancient artifact. Historians and scientists have deduced that it was a sophisticated instrument designed to compute astronomical phenomena. The revelation came from Derek J. DeSola Price in 1959, who identified it as an early mechanical computer capable of predicting celestial positions with astonishing accuracy. Known as the Antikythera mechanism, this 2nd century BC device could predict the phases of the moon and the movement of planets. Recent advancements in X-ray and 3D mapping have unearthed even more secrets, revealing inscriptions that served as a manual, illustrating its use in tracking the dates of ancient Olympic Games.
That's cool in the gang. Why does it look like this thing that the Sumerians was wearing? That looks like this thing that's on Cat Williams' necklace. Interesting.
I know that he did not commit suicide. There's no way.
First tonight, our investigative reporter Ann Emerson has new information in the death of Boeing whistleblower John Barnett. A close family friend of Barnett says he predicted he might wind up dead, that a story could surface that he killed himself. But he told her, don't believe it. Ann?
Tessa, Barnett's family friend Jennifer said they had talked about this exact scenario playing out, but his words seemed like a premonition. He told her, don't ever believe it.
I knew John because his mom and my mom are best friends. And so over the years, get-togethers, birthdays, celebrations, and, whatnot, we've all got together and talked, and, that's how we really know each other.
And when Jennifer needed help one day, Barnett came by to see her. They talked about his upcoming depositions in Charleston. Jennifer knew he filed an extremely damaging complaint against Boeing. He says the aerospace giant retaliated against him when he blew the whistle on unsafe practices. For more than 30 years, Barnett was a quality manager. He'd recently retired and moved back to look after his mom in Louisiana.
He wasn't concerned about safety because I asked him, I said, aren't you scared? And he said, and his voice and the way he would talk, no, I ain't scared.
Nobody's scared until they realize they should have been.
He said, but if anything happens to me, it's not suicide. I know that he did not commit suicide. There's no way. He loved life too much. He loved his family too much. He loved his brothers too much to put them through what they're going through right now.
And he basically told you not to believe it.
Yeah, basically, yeah.
Well, he kind of did commit suicide by talking about it. That's why, even me, some of these conspiracies, I'd be like, nah, that's a little too close to what's calling them. I'm good.
Not true. He's got too much to do, likes breathing. And he did. He had a lot of plans of things that he wanted to do.
What do you think happened?
I think somebody got in there and made, money can buy anything nowadays, it seems like. And there's a lot of evil in this world. I think somebody didn't like what he had to say and wanted to shut him up, and didn't want it to come back on anyone, so that's why they made it look like a suicide.
The last time she saw Barnett, it was at her father's funeral in late February. He was one of the pallbearers. Sometimes family and friends referred to him by his middle name, Mitch.
I think everybody is in disbelief and can't believe it. And I told everybody that I don't care what they say, I know that Mitch didn't do that.
When the heck did this thing happen? It's already on Netflix?
And just because John Mitch Barnett is dead doesn't mean this case won't move forward.
No, that's exactly what that means.
His attorneys say they're still prepared to go to trial in June.
Allegedly. Allegedly, that's what that means.
Alexa, Simon says, ha 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 ha. Ha 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 ha. Nope.
What's the nope part? You wanted it to laugh back with you? Or are you saying nope like, nope, I ain't finna do that again?
Are you you're speaking on health? Are you a doctor? You're speaking on psychology? Are you a psychologist? Are you're speaking on business? Do you have a Harvard MBA? Have you noticed doctors have failed us? Nobody's healthy in America. Almost nobody. Everybody's unhappy. Psychologists have failed us. Have you noticed that most people are poor? Economists and business teachers have failed us. So I've gone on my own.
You gotta go your own way.
We know that this flood is real, and we have a flood account in every single civilization on every continent, every ancient culture on the planet. And in the Sumerian tablets, according to the tablets, the reason for the flood could have been stopped. But Enlil was so disgusted with human beings, if you read the Epic of Gilgamesh and the Epic of Atrahasis, he was so disgusted he wanted to wipe out the creation and begin anew, start over. Not that he had created human beings from scratch, but they had genetically modified us to do the work for them. He was like, let's wipe them out and start fresh. And his relatives, Enki and Hersag and everyone else, they were pissed. They were like wailing to please don't do this. But he was the king at the time, so he had the right to allow this to happen. And he did. And so what Enki did was he contacted some of his people on Earth and said, look, there's a situation about to go down, and I need you guys to be prepared for this. So I'm going to give you these floor plans, and I need you to build this structure. I can't do it for you because it's going to look really suspect if I do it. But I'm going to give you these instructions and allow you to go ahead and, if you listen to me, you'll escape this calamity. So he went to Ziazudra, a.k.a. Noah in the Bible, but his name is Ziazudra, and he gave him the plans on how to build an ark. And this ark wasn't the shape that's described in the Bible. It wasn't the shape of the one described in the Bible. It is actually the shape of a disc. And it was cut up into sections like a pie on the inside. And his instructions were to gather up his local flock and any local animals and flora that was in the area and take on the ark with him, of course, with some meals and so forth and some water and everything else, right? Not to get two of every kind from around the planet. 2 cockroaches and 2 fleas and 2 lizards and 2 false information, fake news.
How do we know this is real news? That's the thing. Who is this guy? Like I told y'all before, my racism kicks in and I'm like, Negro, how do you know?
Didn't happen. And we have the physical tablet. We have the physical evidence of the tablet, which gave the instructions on what to build. It was a disc. How come the Bible hasn't been rewritten now?
The Bible has been rewritten. Parts of it have been taken out. That's the book of Enoch. Wasn't that a part of the Bible initially? The Bible itself, we don't even have it in Jesus's native language. Aramaic, that's a dead language. No, it's not. It's just not a practiced language. That's why there's versions of the Bible. There's the King James Version. There was a Bible before that. Things have been added to the Bible. Don't we all know as Christians? Well, I'm not a Christian, but I was raised like a Christian. There's books of the Bible. We don't even know who wrote it. How did this thing get into the Bible? We don't even know who wrote it. That means that Lucifer could have wrote it. You guys know my story. I was kicked out of the church. They said you asked too many questions. Get out.
Hey.
He better be a reptilian. That better be a mask. You better not look like that in real life.
You're either at the table or you're on the menu.
Spoken like a true reptilian. Right there. See it back there?
Dance, baby.
He's watching Disney. Isn't it just ironic that an entity would show up while your kid is watching a Disney Channel? And you know what we know about Disney.
The same company who released this show.
Editing Adonis here. I'm just trying to make the connection that this is the same show this kid was watching when he saw this entity. Now run it back.
The same company who released this show just released this show. If you don't know about this, you need to. Released on August 25th, here is the official description for the show, Little Demon. 13 years after being impregnated by Satan, a reluctant mother Laura and her Antichrist daughter Chrissy attempt to live an ordinary life in Delaware, but are constantly thwarted by monstrous forces, including Satan, who yearns for custody of his daughter's soul. And take a listen to what a few of the cast members from this show had to say.
I love that we are normalizing paganism.
You love it, huh?
Laura is a pagan. She's a witch. She's jacked. She's got to protect her daughter from demons. And she's got to get her house in order.
And look at the Illuminati sign on this guy's shirt.
It's really easy, actually. No, I mean, I the way that I approached Chrissy was that, similar to Aubrey, that she's a real person, and that, I think that there are dualities in everyone, and I think that being a 13-year-old girl you can be demon-like at times, and I think that was a really fun way to explore, coming of age, grappling with your broken family. I felt like that was just the way to do it, was just to be myself.
Disney ABC Domestic Television, which is a TV distribution company owned by the Walt Disney Company, the same company who owns Disneyland, now has their name behind a show which is centered around a family whose mother is deeply involved in paganism, the father who is literally Satan, and a 13-year-old girl who they're calling the Antichrist. But the underlying question is, what is Disney's ultimate agenda?
Bro, what do you mean their ultimate agenda? To get our undying souls.
Ma! Ma! What? What? Alicia. What happened? Ma! What?
Yeah, so upon further review, I see that there's actually two entities back there. Some of you might say, oh no, that's just a jacket. That's just a shadow. I don't know, man. I don't know when shadows and jackets be moving like that. When are they going to start hitting the United States with that? I hope they don't, but who knows with these folk. Editing Adonis here again. I think I have to kind of clarify this. So here when I said, I hope they don't do that to the states, a bunch of people said, yo, they did it to Hawaii. Hawaii is a state. Yeah, but it's kind of hard for me to look at Hawaii like a state because Hawaiians don't look at Hawaii like a state. A lot of Samoans, a lot of Polynesians, a lot of people from that region, they don't look at it like it's a part of America. But that's because a lot of us Americans don't even know the history of Hawaii. I know a little bit more about the history of Hawaii, which is why it's kind of difficult for me, or sometimes I forget that Hawaii is a part of America. Here, let me break it down for you.
How did the United States acquire Hawaii?
Well, that's the first gaffle right there. They didn't acquire. Using that synonym makes it sound more above board. Really what America did was stole it. It's just like calling these immigrants asylum seekers.
Asylum seeker.
It's a lot of lawyers speak when you're dealing with America. Fuck yeah! these people are undocumented immigrants. And I don't have a problem with it. I'm just like, well, what about the dreamers? Remember those guys who were children of undocumented illegal immigrants, but they were born on American soil?
Shit, I don't even know. Like, I can't even tell you.
Oh, all right. Let's continue anyway.
Is when the U.S. took over our education. There, they took our language. They took our land. They took our identity. And they nearly succeeded in taking our will to live.
Come on. Y'all too?
That's not funny.
Sorry. I didn't mean it like that. I meant to say,
oh, groovy, smashing, yay capitalism.
We are not American. We are not American. We are not American. We are not American. Say it in your heart. Say it when you sleep. We are not American. We will die as Hawaiians. We will never be Americans.
this is why it's kind of, sometimes I forget that Hawaii is a part of America. So can y'all please stop hitting me up in the comments, oh, Hawaii is a state, you don't know nothing. Yes, I know Hawaii is a state, but I also am so used to looking at Hawaii like it's its own thing, because it is, and America stole it from them at gunpoint, or should I say at battleship point. Okay?
Shit, I don't even know. Like, I can't even tell you that. Like, you know, like, fighting, I don't know, like, never know, you know, like.
All right, that's all I got for this. Tune in again, and we'll do it again.